They reached for the heavens. Their pride led them through stone and sweat to the very limits of creation itself. But it was this pride, this conviction that they could rival the infinite, that brought them crumbling to their knees. This is the story of the Tower of Babel. Imagine a time when all of humanity spoke one language. No confusion, no misunderstandings, no barriers separating neighbor from neighbor. It was a world united in voice and ambition, a world where people rose above their differences and embraced a dangerous idea, that together there was nothing they couldn't achieve. In the plains of Shinar they gathered. This great city began with the boldest of visions, to create an eternal name for themselves, to build something so magnificent, so colossal, that the divine itself would have no choice but to take notice. The Tower of Babel, a monument not just to their creation, but to their audacity. "Come," they said to one another, "let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They worked day and night, fashioning millions of bricks, raising walls higher with every flick of mortar, every strain of muscle. Their ambition wasn't small, it was limitless. A tower that would pierce the sky, a ladder to the heavens themselves. But this was no humble staircase. This tower wasn't an offering, an act of worship. It was defiance. Mankind had found power in their unity, and where there is power, often there is arrogance. Their construction didn't honor God. It sought to challenge him. Imagine standing at the base of that tower, the bricks gleaming in the sunlight, each one bearing the fingerprints of those who assembled them with determination. Yet, as the tower climbed higher into the clouds, so too did humanity's distance from humility. Mankind had found power in their unity, and where there is power, often there is arrogance. Their construction didn't honor God. It sought to challenge him. Imagine standing at the base of that tower, the bricks gleaming in the sunlight, each one bearing the fingerprints of those who assembled them with determination. The ground below humming with activity, carts of stone, workers shouting commands, planning every detail of a structure they believed could touch eternity. And what might they have seen from its highest point? A view of their creation sprawling below, the city of Shinar alive with the pulse of shared endeavor. Perhaps their hearts swelled with pride, imagining not only the legacy they were building, but the heavens they would soon breach. Yet, as the tower climbed higher into the clouds, so too did humanity's distance from humility. The ambition that once united them now began to tease the edges of rebellion. In their hearts lingered a thought, one unspoken yet undeniable. What need have we of God when we can become gods ourselves? And so they ascended brick by brick until the divine looked down, not in fear, but in sadness and in judgment. The Bible tells us that God descended to see what his creations had wrought. Though they were many, with one voice, one mind, one goal, their unity was misused. Their power emboldened them to believe they could rewrite their own destiny without him. And so in a single decisive act, humanity's arrogance was brought to an end. Struck by divine judgment, the ground that once carried their unified ambitions dissolved into chaos. Their voices, once perfectly in sync, erupted into a cacophony of strange foreign tongues. The workers turned to one another, shouting commands nobody could understand. Builders became strangers. Plans became meaningless scribbles. Dreams collapsed with every brick that fell from the tower. Confusion spread like wildfire. The people, now unable to communicate, scattered across the earth, each tribe seeking a place where their newly forged language finally made sense. The great city that was meant to bind them became the birthplace of their divisions, and the Tower of Babel, left incomplete, dust, rubble, and silence where once there was ambition. This wasn't just a punishment. It was a reminder, a cautionary tale written into the history of mankind. Pride, unchecked and untempered, can lead us down paths where unity turns dangerous. Ambition that defies the divine may achieve great heights, but those heights are built on unstable foundations, doomed to crumble. And yet, the story of Babel wasn't just about destruction. It reveals something profound about humanity, the raw potential we possess when united. We are capable of incredible things when working together, but capable too of forgetting the humility needed to guide that strength. Please adapt this chapter as is. Today, the ruins of Babel are debated, studied, even mythologized, a symbol of ambition, a warning against hubris. And perhaps most importantly, a question: What heights might humanity reach now, if tempered by wisdom, humility, and remembrance of the past? Because the Tower of Babel still stands today, not as stone, but as a metaphor. It warns us that ambition without boundaries leads not to eternity, but to exile. And it asks us this: can we build a future that doesn't challenge the divine but honors it? Or will we, once again, reach too far and find ourselves scattered? Thanks for clicking on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for future stories. Always remember to stay curious. Until next time.